Ladies and gentlemen, I I'm just going to tell you this. I know we have the Constitution of the United States, and every situation got their own rules and regulations. And when those things work good for the people, that's great. But when they do not work good for the people, that's not great. And for we who live here in America, who are people of color, who understand what this is all about, we are called on doing something about it when we are confronted with it. Now, I have taken a few notes on some things that I would like to share with you. I wish I had a monitor so I can act like I'm looking in your eyes as I speak, but I don't, and I do have a note. So I want to acknowledge that, so if I'm bending my head too much for you, understand why I'm doing it. That it is the message that is important. Don't worry about me too much. You know, I think, ladies and gentlemen, that it is amazing that human beings who knows or claim to know that they're smart, that they're much smarter than what they call the average Joe Blow. You see, the average Joe Blow, like all, they have to survive and they have to maintain a standard of living for those who's depending upon for that support. To do this, the average Joe Blow, they work stocking shelves at department stores and at supermarkets, and they deliver food to customers and transport passengers. They're janitors and clerks. They're teachers and CEOs as well. But now, those that claim that they are smart, simply through the benefit of channeling, say, the airplanes or computers or the radio, the phones, GPS, that these kinds of things makes them smarter than any average Joe Blow. Thus, they claim to be better people, that they are more deserving of the fruits of life than others. A decision they rendered, and yet set the perimeters about it. This is to guide the outside conduct. But remember, they need you in every capacity for which you serve. They can't make it without you. AI, artificial intelligence, is designed to indicate they want to replace you. But like at the department store or grocery store, many cashiers have been replaced with customer checkout. Now I wonder what would happen after they don't need you anymore. They, who the heck are they? Well, do you know? But don't worry, they won't get rid of everyone. They need some to serve them. Now, others are disposable. But now the strangest thing is that people who are here to create a beautiful world, as beautiful as can be imagined, have instead chosen to support a system that denies the rights of existence of that for which they are created and designed. So some stock shelves, okay. Some create, okay. But how can a so-called Joe Blow vote and support those that are out to use others and to destroy even them? Well, here's something is going wrong, wouldn't you say? Even today, many are trying to restart and continue that slow or fast track to nowhere. They are your worst and your most vulnerable citizens, those that have replaced God with themselves. As gods, they can do no wrong. They can lie, they can cheat, they can steal, cause poverty, cause crime and violence, create situations for hatred and racism, terror, war. But they are empowered by you. They are empowered by the so-called Joe Blow. Now, their job is to prove that their job is to prove that we, Their job is to prove that us are fake like they are. They do not believe in goodness. Every possible evil, someone is committing it. Every possible evil. Right now, someone is committing it. Now, these believe that everyone is evil. And you are proving you don't do that evil, but rather a different one, which means everyone is doing evil. You understand that? I hope I didn't mess that up too much. Now, the past several days I heard what Trump and his supporters are doing. I heard what the rest were doing as well. What I did not hear was advocacy for system change, for peace and dreams employment, for education throughout life as desired, health care for the fountain of youth, euthanasia for those on their deathbeds if requested. And instead, what I see and heard is that humans have been co-opted. They do not care about one another beyond their ability to be exploited. Humans have been tricked to believe that man does not need one another. They are convinced about self. They're concerned about self. And what else? The dollar. This is why they don't care about one another. The dollar is used by the author of evil to blind people spiritually to God. Ain't that something? Well, God would design you to do one thing and it would produce a certain outcome. And then someone else come along and say, forget that. Let's just get the money. You know, why depend on everybody having a good life so you can say you live like you're in heaven? Oh, man, if you can do that, just think about what happens if you take half of the population that's in there enjoying that stuff and cast them aside. And you, everything that they had, you put it to yourself. And you guys enjoy it. Won't that mean so much better? That's because you're better people. And when that happens, what happens again? Then that section splits up and divides between themselves. And then you have one that's better than that. And so they've done a draw. You see where I'm going with that? Well, to honor God, one has to know God. They have to have a relationship with God. Mankind must know by existence and the role to play, and they must play it. But man does not know God and does not know God's way. Thus, mankind is vulnerable to exploitation, such as communism, socialism, capitalism, just to name a few. And this is not designed for the people. Yes, some of the people, it is designed for. But only God's way is the answer, and few there be that finds it. Many search the scriptures, which speaks a foreign language, for a different time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you got something out of that. My instructions were to deliver it. Job well done. Talk to you later.